Uncle C, back in the office, and in today's video I'm going to be explaining the power of masculine conviction and why this will fortify belief within yourself in every way, shape, and form. Now, within this channel, here's what I can tell you. Throughout this point forward, I'm going to be turning over a new leaf with some of these videos, and quite frankly, I'm going to be pivoting a lot of these videos because by popular demand, I get so many comments that say, Casey, help us in other areas in life with our success and with our purpose beyond the dating aspect. So because that's slightly what I'm becoming known for, is to help give men purpose and vision and show you the frameworks as to which I did it with my own life. What I'd like to do is I'd like to probably transfer my best skill to you in this way rather than consistently communicating through female nature, female dynamic, things of that. So I'm very excited. I think this is going to be awesome, and not to mention you're going to get jam-packed knowledge within this channel with some of the ways that I've lived my life and some of the stories that have served me best, so that way I can give back to you as high as possible. So let's dive in. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Casey Zander. I'm the founder of Headman. I'm here to revitalize masculinity and help make men full stack. So, what we're going to be talking about today, belief through masculine conviction. Okay, this is all going to make sense, and you might even hear some woo-woo term like this and you go, this sounds like BS, but rest assured it isn't. Okay, there's 3 specific steps we have to cover, and each of these steps has to be in sequential order or else the whole thing will not work. So, number 1, belief. What is belief within yourself? I want you to think about belief in any way, shape, or form. I want you to think belief about starting your own business. I want you to think about belief of approaching that cute girl that you see across the room. Belief that, you know, you can have the strength to negotiate a raise with your boss without being scared. You know, belief that you can do anything. Okay, what you have to do to have belief is you're almost gonna have to start to brainwash yourself into thinking that you have blind faith. Some people in the beginning, when you don't have any success for yourself in the area of expertise that you're wanting to have success in, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, you're arrogant, you're cocky, yada, yada, whatever. Okay, they can say that and they can think that, but the fact is they don't understand how the whole pie works. Okay, they just look at one little slice. And because people only know what you put in front of them, their own thoughts and judgments will be completely different than how you feel on the inside, and rest assured that's why you cannot pay attention to it. So, what is blind faith? Blind faith is constructed through your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And this is a sequential order process, because here's the fact. Your thoughts become your words that you speak into existence. And the words that you speak into existence ultimately become your actions. Okay? Your actions is what snowballs into giving you over time what I call 1% wins. So the reason why, if people get successful over time, the reason why they feel oftentimes the exact same as to when they first started is because it wasn't an overnight thing. Okay? People ask me all the time, like, yesterday I was at my local gym, and I had a younger guy, he was like 15, 16 years old, come up to me and, you know, admire my work and stuff, and he's talking how he's so nervous to walk up and speak to me because it was in the middle of my set and things like that. And it's so funny because what he sees on the outside is like this big channel and all of this work that I've created. On the inside, I feel the exact same as this was my first day on YouTube. And the reason being is because it was not an overnight thing. It's because 1% wins stack up. Now, here's the cool thing. This sequential order process of belief, it keeps you hooked. And I want you to remember this. The only reason why successful people are able to keep going is because these 1% wins that add up, this is a small little incremental dopamine spike. It gets you hooked. So the reason why people who are experts in a specific craft, they probably wouldn't be if they wouldn't have these 1% wins compound over time. So how I felt when I got my first 10 subscribers kept me hooked to getting my first 100 subscribers. Okay, how I felt when I hit my first 5K month is the exact same as to how I felt when I hit my first 10K month, and then my first 50K month, and then my first 100K month. Stuff compounds. And the feelings, these thoughts, these 1% wins that add up, this keeps you hooked. Okay? Now here's why most don't have belief. The very first aspect as to why they don't have it and why they can't have it is because of ego. Okay? They are scared to fail. And the reason why they're scared to fail is because if they're currently not trying at all, and they are not known for anything, the thing is that they are not looked at in the eyes of others of having an expectation of themselves. The reason why they're scared to fail is because right now, since they have no losses, they also have no wins. And they would rather play on the side of safety than play on the side of risk-taking and ambition. This first piece, you have to remove this ego, and ultimately you have to not necessarily worry how other people judge you if you were to fail, because deep down inside they wish that they had it too. The second piece why most don't have it is from judgment of being different. So this is the one thing that I struggled with when I was first starting in my entrepreneurial career, is I had judgment of being different. I was scared to be different, and here's why. When you have something to say or when you have something to do, okay, it's really easy for people to get on board with that. When you have success, you have accolades to show for yourself. It's really hard for people to see this when you have nothing. When you have nothing, people will say, hey, who are you to do this? Who are you to do that? Who are you to speak like this? Who are you to speak like that? And the fact is, like, you have to adapt these mindsets and these beliefs regardless of what success level you're at anything, or else you will not have any to show for yourself ever. So there is going to be some internal pulls. There's going to be some internal drama you're going to have to work through on a day-to-day basis. Would that be chasing whatever goal that you have belief within yourself to achieve? So the last is because they don't want to try hard. And it's not that they don't want to try hard because they're oftentimes fear of working. They don't want to try hard because they have judgment of being different. They are scared to show that if they're trying hard, that's going to actually lower their status in the eyes of their peers who are doing the exact same thing every single week. These things you have to remove, okay? These are mental blocks. And these are probably mental blocks that you've even struggled with from time to time, just like I did, okay? Now, when these, we're leaving that in there. I'll drop my marker. When these 1% wins stack up, what's going to happen is you're going to move on to step 2. Okay, step 2 is you're going to start to actually have real life results for yourself. Okay, these real life results for yourself, over here we called them 1% wins. And these 1% wins, let me change markers. These 1% wins is going to do something internally to you and externally to you at the same time, and that's going to be called recognition. Internally, this recognition is going to give you a sense of happiness, okay? Or it's going to see that people are actually recognizing you for your craft. This is going to feel good. You're going to think, oh, I'm actually doing well. On the external, okay, people are going to see that you are recognized in a specific niche, a specific industry, right? A specific topic or a domain. What this does right here, when you start to generate 1% results for yourself over time, is this hooks the brain to do 2 things. Okay, you're going to notice 2 things mentally. Number 1, it destroys any past crippling insecurities. Before, if you had crippling insecurities about your ability to achieve success, right, the talents you were gifted with, this starts to destroy crippling insecurities. And number 2, this develops a strong sense of superiority in the topic or in the scope, in the sphere, in the industry that you're developing yourself in. Okay, there's no such thing as a universal alpha male or a universal high value male. Everybody is quote unquote high value at certain topics. If you take the world's best basketball player and you put him on stage at a rock concert, he's not going to be able to rock and roll and play that guitar. There's going to be no confidence there because he has not done it. So confidence and conviction, this recognition, you have to understand you will never in your entire life be confident across every single domain. It just doesn't exist. You need to pick 1 to 2 things that you can get really good at and dial in at, whether that be business or that be your personal life, vice versa. So these results, they are needed. Okay, I'm going to tell you this first and foremost. When you have belief and you're doing this work, that's great for a little bit. But after a while, you're going to need to see these 1% wins stack up for yourself, because it's truly the only way to stay motivated. Whenever any success guru or anybody asks other people out there and they say, oh, how do you stay motivated? And they try to give them the 3-step process like, oh, I'm just dedicated. That's BS. What actually happens is people watch the fruits of their labor pay off. And as the fruits of your labor starts to pay off, this keeps you hooked because you want to keep that engine rolling. You want to keep that train moving. You want to keep that ship sailing. And the only way to do it is you have to be motivated, you have to be dedicated, or else the whole cookie crumbles. Right? It's just like going to the gym. You either use it or you lose it. And if you lose it, it's very hard to get it back. Okay, moving into step 3. Okay, this is the piece right here that every single man on earth is playing for. And it's called conviction. Every single man that I've ever talked to, when he describes the type of life he wants, when he describes the type of confidence that he wants, this can be with women, right? He wants conviction in his tonality. This can be in business, okay? He wants conviction to know that he can crush it, or he knows that he has the skill sets to do so, okay? This can even be with just having purpose in life. He's playing for conviction. The reason why most don't get it is due to the fact that they have put the cart before the horse. They have put they have neglected these two pieces so much. They have not done the work for so long that they think that they can get conviction with some sort of mindset hack, with some sort of tactic, with some sort of book that they can read. Everybody wants to know my top 5 books. I haven't read a book in years because, well, most people are reading and learning and like sitting there. When you get done finishing that book and you close the book, you look up, you're in the exact same spot as you were before. Your head's filled with knowledge. You haven't done anything with it. And we don't get time back. The key is to consistently keep moving. When you have these 1% wins stack up and you see success for yourself, you start to develop what I call conviction, okay? The first piece of conviction is you will notice your voice sounds different. Everybody always comments on my videos. They look at my videos when I had anywhere from probably 0 subscribers to the first 50,000 subscribers. And you will notice a sharp tone. If you go to my oldest videos, you will notice such a tonality change. I sound weaker. I don't sound as sure of myself. And the truth is that I wasn't. So the way to sound different is because belief, okay? Let's look at this. Belief, right? This is why we started over here. Belief over here now is fortified. Over here, the belief was not fortified. As these 1% wins start to stack up, the belief is now fortified. Therefore, you have conviction in your voice. You have confidence in your body language. But the only way to do it is by putting in the 5 to 10 years of work. Okay, this is one piece that most people neglect and they don't understand. You have to consistently put in that work with that specific work ethic, or else you will not get anything that you want in life. And here's the funny thing about this. You can't learn this stuff in school. You can't learn this stuff from a parent, right? There's nobody that can give this to you, right? The newscasts that you watch, there's no such thing as a handout for conviction, because this is built. Do not let anybody think that they can give this to you because it's built, okay? So here's the fact. When you have conviction, it's because you have belief, because it's fortified, and you now have solid skill sets. These solid skill sets pay off where you can do things much quicker. I'll give you an example. Before, if you're trying to make your first $1 million, it probably took you 3, 4, 5 years to crack the code. Now, you could go from 0 to $1 million in probably a different industry, and it would only take you 1/5 the time because you know what to do. You have expertise and you have knowledge to do it. The reason why you have conviction is because you know what you believe to be true over here has actually became true, okay? And this right here is the most attractive trait that a man can have, is conviction. The right tonality, the right confidence in his voice. This is what attraction is for a guy. What everybody wants to know, like, hey, you know, like, how do I make myself attractive in the eyes of the companion that I'm wanting? The only way is by having conviction. Because here's the fact. This is the fundamental energy that women are attracted to. And the reason being is because it's survival energy. This man has shown that he can survive and he can actually thrive and he can build something for himself. So here's what you'll see time and time again. You'll see men who are extremely tall, right? Maybe they're 6'5", 6'6". They have great musculature, like they're stacked. And you hear women all the time that say, I was so into him until he opened his mouth and I lost all interest right there. And it's because there was not that fundamental sense of conviction. There was not that fundamental energy that women are attracted to that a man has to have. So why am I tying this back to dating at the end? Because the fact is, every single man on planet Earth, what they are playing the game for in business, what they're playing the game for in life, what they're playing the game for completely is by conviction. And they probably don't know that they want it. They don't know how to put it into a presentation like I just did, but this is actually what they're playing for. But the only way to have this conviction is by having your belief become fortified, watching this belief that is fortified acquire 1% wins, and watching these 1% wins pay off, so now you can get the end result. The thing that nobody wants to tell you is that it's a 5 to 10 year journey. The thing that nobody wants to tell you is you cannot get rid of that 3 to 4 year scene where the man is consistently putting in the work, anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week. You can't get rid of that because this is where all of this was built. So for those of you who you're new in your ambition, you're new in your hustle journey, right? You're new in your entrepreneurial endeavors. I don't care what it is, but the fact is these are the roots of having a strong, like, convicted personality and a strong convicted tone. Is if you don't have these things put together, there's no way you will win. If you guys like this video, I want you to hit the like button. I want you to check out the links that I have below, such as the MBT webinar. You can hop into that to learn masculine behavioral techniques. I also want you to check out the Headman Nation newsletter, so that way you're up to date on my weekly mailers. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.